And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Deion Sanders is causing more of an uproar. The Colorado coach is now catching heat about his references, or preferences rather, for recruiting players. He spoke about it on the Rich Eisen show. Take a listen.
Different positions are different. Like O-lineman, I look for dual parent homes,
right.
A strong father that they adhered to.
Right.
Smart kid, at least 3.3 and above.
You're also describing Hurts.
Yeah, tough.
Well. I mean,
physical. I mean, offensive lineman. Defensive lineman is totally opposite.
What do you mean?
Single mama, trying to get it. He's on free lunch. I mean, I'm talking about just trying to make it. He's trying to rescue mama.
That bothers some people. Let's get my guest in for this discussion. Joining me now, Barry Laminack, Kim Davis, and former NFL player Damian Square. Glad to have you all here on The Factor. So, Damian, your thoughts about that? I mean, you're a huge Deion fan, so your thoughts?
I mean, the first thing is I'm a kid that played in the NFL, played at the University of Alabama.
Free or reduced lunch?
Free and reduced. and borrow.
You have both.
And borrow.
You running scams?
Yeah. I still remember my lunch number to this day. You know what I mean? So, and, you know, there was some harsh words to hear. You know, my mom raised a pretty good young man. I went to the University of Alabama, was the number 3 player in my position in the country. You know, shout out to my mom.
There you go.
Also went to the NFL and had a 9-year career. You know what I mean? So, like I said again, shout out to my mom. So to hear him say something like that, you know, I think sometimes Deion can get caught up in the player. And I think he can cross that because we don't let Deion the player go. We like Deion the player prime time. So I think when he interviews sometimes, he can kind of cross the player and the coach. And I think in that instance, you know, he just had a moment where he kind of, you know, got into a position where he kind of said too much.
All right.
Yeah.
Kim, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with everything he said. And, you know, I was talking earlier and somebody mentioned about fake outrage. And what I say is that words matter, right? And what he did was he reinforced every negative stereotype. I work in the sports space, so I was bothered by it because, so you wouldn't have taken Deshaun Watson or Lamar Jackson? Like, that's just, first of all, it doesn't make any sense. I'm fine with him being Deion in prime time, but you're in a different spot now. Your platform is different, and what you say matters. Don't reduce it to that. It's not okay. And I think it's fine for us to call out things that are not okay. And you can still like Deion and like the things he does, and it's exciting. That didn't add anything to what he's going to do in Colorado.
Well, what did he say that wasn't true, though? I mean, we've kind of known, and that's been the talk since this came out, as everybody has kind of agreed, whether they've been publicly agreeing with it or just kind of privately.
Agree with what? So I don't agree with it.
That this isn't something new that coaches, their philosophy of recruiting. I mean, you played, that you know that there's coaches look for certain things. They're just not the ones that go on Rich Eisen and say it.
Right.
And I think that's the problem, as he said, the truth. And sometimes when we hear the truth of what these coaches are doing, right or wrong, it's what they're doing.
I'm going to push back just a little bit because I don't know that it's necessarily the truth for everybody. And here's the other thing.
Not everybody, no.
Here's the other thing. So what that then opens the door is for a whole lot of other nonsense to be said. Well, you know, we talked just earlier about black women in their hair. Maybe they shouldn't be on television. Maybe they shouldn't do these things. It's not okay because it's somebody's truth to just say it. And as a black man, I'm going to say that, he ought to know better and he ought to do better.
I think the interesting thing, though, is, you know, when I first heard it, and this is just me being honest, race never entered the equation for me.
Race didn't enter the equation for me either.
But that's the thing. But that's what's being brought up now more is that it's like I read an article where a guy, I think it was like Outkick or something like that, but the guy was upset because he says this is magnifying stereotypes in the black community.
So
well, my thing is,
and I was like, well, I grew up in a single parent household. My mom raised me.
So did the
I
Bosa.
understand
so
that.
did the Bosa brothers. So did Joey and Nick Bosa grew up in a single parent household. I mean, their dad was an NFL player, and they kind of, you know, followed in the path of their dad. But two kids that aren't black that got drafted really high in the NFL draft came from a single parent household. You know what I mean? So you can't just say that that's a black thing or a white thing because
here's why for me, Barry, and I don't think that you're like, you know, racist or something. Your reality is different, right?
I totally I agree 100%.
So for instance, we never talk about the fact that Tom Brady, right, had a kid out of wedlock.
Yeah.
But any black player that has a kid without being married, it reinforces this stereotype. And I just think we have to be careful.
Well, I think that's the light that they try to shine on black kids when they're getting recruited anyway.
Right.
You know, they try to shine a light on a single-parent household. You know, that's been happening since I got recruited, and I'm sure it happened to guys like Vincent Young and other guys that came out of the Houston area. So that, I don't know what it is with media or sports in particular that, you know, really tries to shine a light on that situation. I guess it makes for a better story or a better story at the end. You know, they're trying to draw up this, you know, journey or start this journey. But
and I don't know necessarily that it's the media, because people on social media, regular people are saying this. You know?
I think what Deion did is one, he said what hasn't been being said by a lot of coaches. Not all, and you're right. I don't mean to paint with such a broad brush.
And these are stereotypes that we carry in the locker room too. I mean, we joke about them. You know what I mean? We, you know, the O linemen are usually, you know, white guys. You know, D linemen are usually black guys because of different attributes that you have to have as a D lineman to do certain skills that we do. So, you know, to say that that's stereotypical, I mean, that's just kind of the way it is. You know.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.